Hey guys, welcome to another climbing vlog, number 15 I think today. So for this week we went to Surrey, so today will actually be kind of more like a vlog, right? So we went to the Hive Surrey where we essentially had a whole new gym because we haven't been there in a really long time. And this is just a little view from the back. It wasn't full of people, but I think they were at current capacity. I didn't film any of the warm-ups because I figured they're kind of boring, so I just kind of started filming when I got to the 6 hexes. I have quite a lot of fail footage on this one because that's typically what happens, right, when you try stuff, or when you're trying to try some harder stuff or new stuff, so you have to work it out. So this pink one was kind of the one that got away. So after I warmed up, I kind of tried to stay away from the crowd because I think the newest set was closer to the entrance. And so most people were still there. So here, this was just my first attempt on it. I didn't really know how that start would be like, so it took a little bit of time and quite a lot of attempts. So we went outside and climbed quite a lot, quite hard on the Saturday prior, so like 3 days before. My skin was still pretty trashed, so I wasn't really holding much chalk. Every time I chalk up and like 30 seconds later, immediately my fingertips would be wet, or at least, yeah, they'd be pretty much moist again. So having a lot of the little small holds. So here, the start section was pretty easy because the holds were pretty big, and the position was relatively okay. But as soon as this problem started going into the smaller holds, like here, that left hand undercling crimp, and then you have to bump to some fingertip pinches. I couldn't quite hold it, and my fingers are just kind of greasing off. But as you can see, I keep trying on this one a little bit, and then every single time you kind of just work out the beta a little bit. So right here, I'm still going with the toe hook to start and moving off with the hand foot and then switching to the heel. Later on it will change. My beta changes because you figure that you got better ways of doing this, and I still have that higher right heel trying to move over and trying to figure out the beta and trying to figure out the sequence exactly. I was a little disappointed with myself here because I really messed up the sequence. So you can see right here that I'm starting with the heel directly, and then less faffing around and going straight up, and then yeah, transitioning directly into this position and skipping about 3 or 4 moves I was doing before. So you guys can feel free to just skip forward if you're interested in just kind of seeing other stuff. I'm gonna there's some timestamps down low, so you can kind of click underneath. I went to Surrey with my friend, and so I think one of these is just him jumping in and climbing some other stuff as well. Yeah. So as speak of the devil, so this is just Jerrod on this yellow one. He went and jumped on it, and I thought it was pretty cool, so I kind of videoed him on it as well. This was also one of my warm-ups. Pretty chill send. And then after that I decided to give up on that one. And see, I literally just chalked up and no more chalk on the tips. So I like to include this one here because it kind of shows the sequence of how you think and go about things. So this one, I just like to try to sequence things from the ground and see how it feels, and then try to figure out the sequence first. So this was the first attempt on here. As you can see, it was pretty miserable. And then jump on there again and try something else that I had in mind. That is not going to work. And then sit down, look at it, think about it, to think that, okay, if that first one didn't work, then let's try something else and keep the feet high or change the body position. And you see right here, I got the feet up first so that I could get a high heel to get that opposing tension up there. So for right now, I still haven't tried each segment by itself. I didn't project it at all. So here, when I got to the top, I had an idea in my head of what I wanted to do. You know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I was hoping that once I got to the top, the holds would be good enough. Oh, there's just somebody grenade. See, it's always nice to have a friend. just so that bad things don't happen. Because I totally didn't know that happened, actually, at all until I reviewed this video. And right here, what I was thinking didn't work. So I was like, okay, so let's feel how everything is, okay. And then get back into that position that I was thinking. And I was hoping over here I could have like put my right foot there and then possibly either keep bumping my right foot out or step through. I thought about the step through. That wasn't gonna happen. So option number 2 was to try to see if I could bump the feet out. Yeah. And then realized, oh, it's really far. So jumped off. Gave someone else a go because I realized I was up there for a while. And then looked at it, thought about it, and you're like, okay, here's the other option. So got back up there. And you can see here that I am wearing the new high angles. So I just went up there just to test it out and try to see how these high angles edge. And I just have like a couple videos come up of the unboxing and breaking in process of these white ones. Just a quick little review as well. So if you're listening, just a quick spoiler alert, you can see here that I actually switched back onto the older angles, onto my pink angles, because one, they're not the blue ones are broken. So I had no option but to open up those new white ones. But I still prefer these old ones because they just give you more confidence in edging, and the shoe is not quite as soft. It's just a little stiffer than the old one, than the new one. So I opted for the pink ones so that I could have a little bit more edging power. As you can see here, it's a yay, I climbed something. And you know, then Leo, hi Leo, is there. You know, if you know that I'm going to be there and you guys know me, come on, say hi. If you want some beta, if you want to see what could help, I'm more than happy to come out and, you know, spray some beta at you, or give you what I think of a problem, or give you what I think would be best to do a problem. And then here, this is one of the newer ones. I don't know what this grading is, but apparently it's the 6 hex. But this was part of the new set. It got died down a little bit, so went over there and tried this one. I'm not a big fan of like campusing stuff, so I always try to see if I could weasel my way around stuff. Sometimes it's not the best. Like for this problem, I try to see if I could like knee bar or not have to do like the big muscle, big open moves on the bound and the overhang. And nope, that was not the right way to do it. Right? So took a little bit of break, and came back, looked at it, thought about it, and pretty much decided that trying to just power through the bottom section would be a little easier than trying to constantly squeeze. So this was still me trying to not have to campus. I decided, oh, I guess I should just campus it. Since the holds are decent, pretty good. So this was pretty fun. It was not too technical. Getting over the lip onto the main face was a little bit interesting with the feet for me, because I did a lot of footwork here, so I kept switching around and kept a toe hook in the bottom so that I wouldn't swing out. So you can see right here, I'm looking for that toe hook underneath. I'm just catching it so I can have the tension and not blow off the holds. And here's just a little sneaky reverse toe hook to cam my body in there. So a couple tries on this one. So time was almost up by then. I think by then I only had something like 10 minutes left. So I kind of gave myself like, okay, I looked at this one here, and this is like one of the 6 hexes I kind of scoped out in the beginning. And I thought, okay, 10 minutes, that would give me 2 or 3 attempts. So I looked at it and be like, okay, I'll give myself 2 or 3 attempts on it. And then I scoped it out and then jumped on it. So this one ended up being a lot easier than I thought. I was expecting it to be a little harder, so I kind of gave myself 2 or 3 attempts, right? But once I got on here, I found out that, oh, it's not too bad, and just kind of, you know, don't want to rush it and just adjust. Just me looking at the clock, see, oh, I still have like 7 minutes. So this, I went back to try this one again because it was pretty crowded up front, so I decided to stay away from there and just move to the back. And this was the only one there left again, so I just went back to it and like, oh well, let's just give it another try. Since now I pretty much had most of the beta down and most of the sequence dialed down, I could go straight into it. I was still kind of a little bit iffy about my feet, but I couldn't quite hold enough tension to stay on the wall for those ones. Maybe it's time to work on that pinch and crimp and just brute force strength to hold on and not have my feet. for this one. There was some beta I had right at the beginning of the sequence that I thought might work. And I think this is the one that I might try it out. And I'm thinking maybe if I got a high toe hook in and got some tension in and leaned over. But not quite, it was a little too high, a little bit too spread out. And yeah, couldn't do it. And then this one was just a final little 5 hex on the side. We had like a minute left. So I wasn't going to give the pink one another go because I was pretty trashed. And I knew that I don't think I'm strong enough to do it right now. So I jumped on the sea over here to jump on what Jerrod had. Jerrod was trying. And yeah, just kind of figuring out the sequence first, right? So okay, point the foot there, need to sit over, gotta stand her up. It's pretty much the same thing even for like the really hard problems. It's just that the more complex a problem is, the more time you'd be standing there doing a little weird monkey dance and trying to sequence it out. Because you don't really want to be doing that on the wall, because you're just wasting energy. And that's pretty much it. Oh, sorry about this part. I cut the sound low, but that's pretty much me going and wrapping her up and saying that we shouldn't be overstaying. Let's not overstay our welcome, not get kicked out again. Because last time we were at Surrey, we stuck around a little too long or we got kicked out. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video blog, a little bit different, no, not quite beta vlog like we used to, but coming up we'll be at Coquitlam again, and please, you know, if you enjoy this, like, subscribe, comment, you know, and cheers.